Has this ever happened to you? You're in the middle of nowhere. You have a flat tire. You call roadside assistance, but they're 3 hours out. You go to change your own tire, but you remember you deleted the spare. What do you do now?
Hello, happy people, and welcome to your Moment of Zed, the YouTube channel dedicated to the most beautiful car in the world, the BMW Z3, or as the folks in Cambridge call it, the Z3. I'm Mark, and today I'm going to answer the question that a few of you have asked me: what am I going to do about a flat tire now that I've deleted my spare, which was a few episodes ago? But first, I wanted to update you on the catalytic converter issue I had, so let's take a look at that. All right, so here's the update on my Davico converter I got rid of. Met Auto Mech and Muffler in beautiful Oviedo, Florida, and they have put in a new unit for me, which they welded in, and there you see it. And I'll be showing you my old one that's cut out here in a minute too. But looks like they did a fantastic job with it, and that's it. So hopefully that'll be the last converter I put in this car for ever. Again, thank you so much to the folks at Auto Mech and Muffler here in beautiful Oviedo, Florida. Great shop. If you're in our area, please use them. Tell them I sent you. Before we get into that tire repair, we also have 3 Zeds of the week.
And first up, we have Martin from Germany with his 1998 2.8 liter automatic, which he bought as his first new car. Since then, he's done some amazing things to it, including adding keyless entry, cruise control, a double-din Android radio, M gauges, a push-button transmission, believe it or not, and he has plans to add a push-button parking brake if the law allows. We have Ali from California with his 1997 2.8 liter 5-speed in a beautiful Oxford green metallic. Now, he's done a lot of work, including brakes all around, new belts and tensioner, radiator hoses, thermostat, power steering reservoir, water pump, fuel filter, the seat bushings, and the transmission oil. Gorgeous car. And next up, we have Frank from Johnson City, Tennessee, who's going to describe his own car to us. Go, Frank.
Hey Mark, good morning. This is Frank in Johnson City, Tennessee. I really enjoy your channel. I'm planning on watching all of your videos and even staying with some of the commercials. This is my 2000 BMW Z3 in Topaz Blue. It's a 2.8 liter 5-speed manual transmission. I purchased this car about 5 years ago with 87,000 miles on it. Actually was working at a car dealership at the time in auto sales and traded for this car. Paid a ridiculously low price for it, but has since then put a ridiculously amount of money into it, getting it to this condition. Some of the major upgrades that I've done to it is this whole front bumper fisca here had to be replaced where people would run it up on curbs. I've replaced the interior, upgraded the stereo to Alpine audio. On my second set of tires here, replaced the suspension with Bilstein shocks and struts, and H&R springs, lowered it a little bit, which caused a little bit of issue with bottoming out, and I've since then raised the car back up slightly. Anyway, enjoy your channel. Thought I'd take a moment to show you my car. Hope you enjoy this video, and I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Oh yeah, the door handle's got a problem too. Maybe you could do a video on how to repair that door handle. Look forward to hearing from you, and thanks again for the quick response. Bye for now.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for sharing your beautiful cars. If you'd like to see your car on Zed of the Week, please follow the easy-to-use instructions in the description below. Now let's get into tires. So here's what I bought to replace my spare tire. Now I know many of you are going to say, why not just carry a can of Fix-A-Flat? That would be easier. Fix-A-Flat has some issues, and I put a link in the description to a website that talks about those, so please read up on that if you're curious. First of all, I bought the Astro AI car air pump from Amazon, link in the description, and real handy thing. I've been needing one for a while. I have a larger air compressor, but this is just much more convenient for small jobs. I went ahead and bought the B-Tool tire patch kit, and that was, I think, about $15 maybe. Again, on Amazon, link in the description. and we're going to go ahead and show you how to use that here in a moment. And then I bought a new pair of diagonal side cutters also on Amazon, link in the description. It's a crescent tool and I needed one anyways, and I'll show you why I bought that here momentarily. I think out the door, $40 give or take. Again, all on Amazon, links in the description. Let's talk about the reality of doing this in real life, of patching your own tire on the side of the road. You're going to need near perfect conditions. If you have inclement weather, if it's a busy road, if you're on a non-level surface or a soft surface where you can't use the jack, or you're just no longer physically able to move tires around and do the physical labor, because it is difficult and it's an awkward position to get this done, I wouldn't even attempt it. You'd be foolish. It's not safe. However, I'm carrying these things because I want to have options. Roadside assistance, probably option one in most situations, but I want to have another option in case roadside assistance is too far away, and I think I can safely do it myself, so here we go. Okay, so what I have here is an old tire that was off one of my old Mazdas. This was a new tire at one time, and about a month into its life, it picked up a small bolt, and it was too close to the shoulder, according to the tire technician at Tires Plus, to patch it, so we just changed it out, and I've kind of kept it ever since. So I'm going to use this as our experiment. I'm going to try and do this kit, patch it, and I have the diagonal side cutters, and the good thing about these is you can kind of get under the head and kind of pry it up. And the first step, obviously, is to get this thing out of the tire. And also the blades of the side cutter will give you some grip. Kind of maneuver it up underneath, and you can hear the air leaking out. And there we go. Nice little machine bolt. And we got the air leaking out of there, so we'll just let that drain out. Now you could use, I'd have a variety of different pliers available to use on this, and that's just a good idea. Some needle nose, and of course these diagonal side cutters, if you can only have one, might be the best ones to have. So you saw how easy that was. All right, next we have the T-handled reamer, and the idea of this is it's going to kind of even up the hole and get any steel belts out of the way for us. So we're going to go ahead and stick it in the hole. We'll have to kind of get on top of this. And go ahead and put that in and take it out a few times. Gone ahead and pulled one of the plug strings out. Get that ready. And kit comes with tire repair lubricant. And you've got the insertion tool. And you're just going to go ahead and dip the tip of that into some lubricant. Some lubricant on there. And then go ahead and thread the patch string through the insertion tool, which is not particularly easy. And I'm going to pull that through with a pair of needle nose. And you want to get that just about in the center of the insertion tool. And about 50% on either side. Then we're going to go ahead and insert that in the hole and push it till there's about an inch to an inch and a half of the plug sticking out of the tire. Inch to half an inch of the plug sticking out of the tire. So straight down, it is not easy to do. But right there is about where we want to be, about that much of the plug still sticking out of the tire. Push that ring sleeve down onto the tire, And go ahead and pull the insertion tool through. Till it comes out. And there's the plug. Again, not easy, not impossible. The insertion tool has a gap at the bottom, so you're not actually breaking the tire plug string, but you're kind of wedging it all in there. And there's our repair. And then the last step is to just go ahead and cut off the excess plug level with the tire. I'm using a razor knife that I already have. Now there's more expensive kits than the B-Tool kit I showed you that come with a razor knife and come with needle nose pliers, you know, cheapies. If you work on cars, these are things you should have already at home. So I'm just going to use the ones I already have. Go ahead and cut that off. Well, you get the idea. Next time I'll change the blade on this. You want to cut it a little more evenly than I did, but I just want to see if this thing holds air. I mean, I'm not going to use this tire in actuality. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'll press this thing up with my new pump and we'll see how we're doing. Okay, so I went ahead and I pressed up the tire and I actually overpressed it. Took up to 40 PSI, and as you can see, my patch job is not spectacular because there's still a very small leak. You can probably see it bubbling up. I put some soapy water on it. However, I think that would be enough to get me to a tire shop, and it's the first time I've done it, and it's again near that shoulder, which makes it a more difficult patch, which is probably why tire shops won't do it, because they're not going to guarantee that's going to work. And of course, they usually do an interior patch, but again, it's on a curved area of the tire or near the shoulder, and that's why they won't do it and why they won't guarantee it. But that tiny little bit of air, I'd feel confident getting myself to the closest shop with that. And again, I kind of overpressed this tire to put more stress on it. This should only be about a 33 to 35 PSI tire, I think, max, and I took it up to 40. So there you go. Hey folks, Mark again. At this point in the video, I was going to time myself changing a tire, patching it using the kit, and putting it back on. I actually did that yesterday, and it takes about a half an hour. That's about it, believe it or not, again, under ideal conditions. But this video is just running longer than I thought it would, so I'm not doing that. But go ahead and take a look what I found when I did take off my tire. So, funny story, I had actually driven a screw into the old tire I had shown you before, just for the purposes of this demonstration, but I took out my tire, my actual tire, and guess what? There's a nail stuck in it. So I'm going to do this for real. Unfortunately, I've already gone ahead and hit this with some soapy water while it was filling up. Now it does look white, but those are not bubbles. That's just the lubricant from the kit. And not getting any bubbles. A better repair. Of course, it was an easier place, middle of the tire, in between the treads. Definitely going to have to replace this tire soon, but for now, I can hobble on it at least. Well, there you have it, folks. That's what I'm going to do about my lack of a spare tire, beyond roadside assistance, of course. You may agree or you may not. Please tell me all about it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you found this content valuable, also crush that like button as always. And until next time, remember, friends don't let friends drive boring.